Hey YouTube, it's Julie, and this is my daughter Emily. And Emily is, how old are you?
11.
11, almost 12. And we thought that we would come to you today and we would talk about how my weight loss surgery has affected my children. So here's one of them. I might call in Gavin after, but he won't answer the questions as well as she will. She's older. So I'm going to ask Emily a few questions, and she's going to answer them. And if you have any additional questions for Emily or for Gavin, after, you can put them in the notes or in the comment section below, and we'll do another session with them or with her or whatever. So, okay, so Emily, when I first told you that I was having weight loss surgery, what were your fears? Did you have any fears?
That I might lose you. That was my biggest fear.
Okay, did you hear her answer? Her answer is that she would lose me. Lose me how? Like I would die?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was afraid that I might die on the operating table, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other fears you might have?
No.
No other fears?
Maybe that you would get sick after, but...
That I would get sick. Emily has also expressed a fear to me that she is attempting in her life to drop a couple of pounds too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't go out of the frame, you gotta stand. So one of her fears that she told me is that she's a little bit afraid that I might lose weight faster than her, or that I might get to a lighter weight than she is. So we've talked about that a little bit, and here's the thing. Here's one of the things. If we stand right next to each other, she's 11, 34. I'm maybe 2 inches taller than her, maybe. And her dad is 6 feet tall, a little over 6 feet tall. And so Emily's always going to be taller than me. And because she's going to be taller than me, if I get down to my goal weight, she will end up being heavier than me because she's taller than me. So that's one thing. But we've also discussed that my losing weight is different than her losing weight, because my losing weight, I have this tool with this very small belly, so I can only fit in, half a cup of food or 4 ounces at a time, where she can eat a full meal. So it's all in choices and activities, and she can lose weight if she chooses to do so, but that she can't base her goals and her weight loss aspirations on what happens with me, because it's not exactly a fair comparison. We're not in a competition, and it's not exactly a fair comparison because I can't eat what she can, and even if I wanted to have like a piece of cake, I can't do it. So it's up to her to make the choices in foods that she puts into her mouth on her own, right? So that's another fear that she had. Did you have any other fears?
No.
You can think of? Those were it. So her fears were I would die on the table, that I would become sick after, or that I would lose more weight than her. Those were her 3 fears. And so now that I've had surgery, Emily, how do you feel about those fears now?
You didn't die, so that I scratched that off my list. You're not
didn't
sick,
die.
so I scratched that off my list. So a little bit nervous about you losing weight faster than me, but I understand that you have a tool.
I have a tool that Emily doesn't have. So, okay, so next question.
Oh, there's another reason why I feel like I won't lose as much weight. For some reason, I'm addicted to bread.
Yes, Emily has a little bit of an addiction. We'll call it an addiction. It's not really an addiction. She just really, really likes carbs, like most of us do, and like I used to. So she's finding it a little bit difficult moving to a more protein-based meal plan than a carb-based meal plan. She'd prefer to have bread and pastas and that kind of stuff, and we just don't make that too much more in our house anymore. So she's starting to eat more protein and more fruits and vegetables.
But I've always loved fruits, so...
She's always loved fruit. That's true. Okay, so I'm not sure if I said this to you in this video, but if you are having trouble hearing Emily, she had her tonsils and her adenoids removed a week ago today. So her voice is still gruff, and she has a cold.
I have a cold.
And she has a cold. Okay, so next question. How has your life changed since I had surgery?
There's no more cookies except for the lunch ones in the house, and I can't eat those until Thursday, so
there's no more cookies. We don't really bring in any junk food into the house anymore.
Except for the freezer treats that you bought me for
Oh, well, for her tonsillectomy, of course, we have a little bit of ice cream and popsicles and that kind of stuff, so that she had cold things for her throat. But in general, since I've had surgery, the probably biggest change that we've made with our grocery list is there's not junk food coming in. My hubby will still go out and buy chips, but even he's making some different chip decisions.
Pops.
He drinks pop. But we've cut back on pop.
Yeah.
Emily will have pop every now and again. I don't have any. But we don't bring in the junk food, where before we'd go to the grocery store and we would we had a lot of junk food in the house. Chips, candies, snack cakes, a lot of carbs, a lot of junk, and I can't have that in the house because it's a trigger food for me. So we don't bring it in unless these guys are going to eat it right away.
And we made a rule that the only time that there will be candy in the house is on Halloween.
Yeah.
And
Halloween, I think we're going to switch up a little bit this year. We might do maybe around the block for Halloween, and then maybe throw a little bit of a party or something where we can have some more healthy snack choices. So yeah, we don't bring the junk food into the house. My husband's chip stuff that he's been having lately are like the vegetable. I don't know if you've seen them at Costco. They're veggie chips.
And they're good.
They're good. They're very salty still, but they're a whole lot less calories.
And they're better. I find them better than the regular chips I used to eat, like the originals.
Yeah, they're better than the originals. We haven't had a real bag of chips in the house in a long time.
But I won't eat the little tubular ones. I don't know why. They just creep me out a little bit.
She's talking about the veggie chips. She won't eat them because they creep her out a bit.
I'll eat the little flat ones though. They're really good.
Yeah. Yep. So, any other ways that your life has changed since I've had surgery, other than what kind of food we bring in the house?
Not really, but I can tell you another way that I'm kind of starting to change. I was watching some people on YouTube, and they do a lunchtime thing every Thursday, and sometimes they go out and they get things that have tomatoes or burritos or stuff like that, and I was thinking, I look back at my life and I'm like, I'm so picky.
Yeah, so Emily's pretty picky with what she eats because she really prefers to have carb type things. So she is
gonna change.
She's been watching some people on YouTube, some kids and teenagers and young people who eat things that she would otherwise, if I put it on her plate, she'd turn her nose up at. So she's starting to want to experiment a little bit with food, which is a double thumbs up. It's a double thumbs up. Double thumbs up.
Quadruple thumbs up.
Okay, so other than those two things, nothing else has changed in your life?
The exercise.
Exercise? What about exercise?
We gotta walk a lot more. We walked to my school today.
Yes, we walked to her school.
With a 50-pound backpack on my shoulders.
We did. We walked to Emily's school today. The walk is, I think, close to 3 kilometers there and close to 3 kilometers home. So we normally drive her to and from. This morning we walked there, made it just in time. So we've been trying to pick up the exercise a little bit for all of us, or for both of us. My son takes a bus to another school because of his learning disability. So, okay, next question. If you were talking to, and you're going to talk into the camera this time, if you were talking to other children whose parents came to them and said, I'm going to be having weight loss surgery. So this is a 2-part question. How would you tell the parents to broach the subject with the kids? And what would you say to the kids?
For the parents,
Camera.
I'd tell your kids maybe not to worry, and that there just won't be any junk food in the house and you'll be exercising more. So, my dog just walked in.
That's okay. Here, I'll give her.
And maybe just bring in the subject a little bit more lightly and not just like burst it out in a random conversation.
How can they bring it up lightly? Like,
If somebody starts talking about weight issues, then you can bring up the subject then, but it'd be just really weird to bring it up in a talk about like.
so do you think that they should sit their kids down and say
Yes.
and say, hey, we have something to talk about,
Yes.
and this is what's going to be happening, and here's the changes that are going to happen?
Yes.
Okay, so now that's what your advice for the parents. This is Cassie, by the way.
My
She needs a
puppy.
haircut. She needs a haircut in a big way.
For dog.
Okay, so now you're going to talk to the camera again, and this time it's going to be, what would you tell
The
the
kids.
kids?
You
Seeing as you're a kid and your mom went through it, what would you tell the kids?
don't need to worry about things like death on tables and stuff like that. It's not going to happen, or the chances are very slim. And just love your mom and dad and anybody who is having the surgery, and support them in every way possible. And try not to ask them for junk food, because that could be a trigger food for them. And just
It'll be okay?
don't freak out. And
Yeah, it'll be all okay. Okay, well, that's been chatting with Emily and Cassie. And I'm going to stop this video because it's 11 minutes long.
Yeah, I had 2 questions I wanted you to ask
Oh,
me.
Emily's got questions that she wants me to ask her.
The 2 we talked about before we made the video.
Okay, repeat.
Now I don't remember them. Let me
I think I covered them. I think we covered them in the
Yeah, I
questions.
think we did.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye.
Bye.
And bye-bye.
Leave.
And we're going to get Gavin in, and I'm going to ask him the same questions. We'll see what he has to say about it. Okay? Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.